All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Also want to give double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations unto the elect of Yashala, as well as the Akim out there enduring this truth across the four corners of the earth, teaching and preaching through the spirit of Yahweh, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, in truth and sincerity, as well as the men and women that follow, and those who might look like the other nations, but are of the nation of Israel and your father's side by blood. And I wanted to get into a quick lesson. This came up in my daily devotion earlier today within the same app, actually. And yeah, man, definitely, more so the latter end of the precept, which I'll go ahead and read it. This is Acts 14:22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. Which is very important to know, to understand, and to live by. All right, because it establishes and confirms that this is not going to be easy. Okay, the scriptures speak about the straight gate. All right, which is difficulties. Okay, that's the gate that most people don't want to go through. They want to go through the broad gate. All right, but that's the gate that lead into destruction. Okay, most people don't want to take the hard road. They don't want to be shamed. They don't want to be. They don't want to make sacrifices. All right, they don't want any responsibilities even within this place. They just want to live free. Pretty much just live free. But this is like I said, it's confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, because that's what this comes down to. The fact that we believe who we are, believe whatever tribe we're from, believe in these prophecies, believe in the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, believe in the angels and the chariots. All right. It's all by faith, man. Okay. It's all by faith. But the scriptures also say what? The just shall live by faith. All right. The just shall live by faith. So it says, and that we through much tribulation enter Salakia, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. And there you have it. So I do want to get the etymology on tribulation. And it says state or condition of great affliction, right? Oppression, suffering, or distress. Okay. Kind of reminded me of a precept last night I ran across dealing with, I believe it was King David. It was in Psalms 118. Let me see if Salakia. Dang, I thought he said I called on you. Okay, Salakia, I had to look it up. Yeah, I had to look it up. I don't want to. Well, it got to be before that. Yep. Call it BAHASHAM Shai. This is Psalms 118:5. It says, I called upon Yahawah in distress. The Lord answered me and set me in a large place. So that's who we call on in distress. All right, I'm going to look up. Oh, hey, call on BAHASHAM Shai. It's already on it. Let's see what that distress says. The Hebrew word matazar. It says straits, distress. The straits right there. That's the enter into the straight gate. All right, call all BAHASHAM Shai. That's in those time of those straits. All right. Look, it says something tight, distress, pain, straight, Well, the straight is like a narrow path. Okay. What movie was that? I'm thinking of a movie. It's like they was going through like a cave or something, and the cave was wide at first, but it became narrow and hard to really get through. Most people don't want to take that road. They don't want to take that route. All right. They want to just, be able to comfortably go into wherever their location is. I'm going to see what this root word says. Stomach, belly. Okay, go something else. But right there, you can see it. It says straits, man. Okay. Enter into those straight gates. That's what we're here to do. That's the only way to enter into that city. All right, where it speaks about in 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter, man. You got to go through the fire. You got to go through the pain. You got to go through the losses. You got to go through the sacrifices. All right, that's what you got to do. If you want to get salvation, if you want to enter into the kingdom of the Most High, because remember, just think about when we was coming out of Egypt and we went through the wilderness. Those 40 days turned into those 40 nights. 40 days turned into 40 years. All right. And everything that was going on within the wilderness. All right. Being hungry, being thirsty. Okay. Some of our people murmuring and complaining, to where only 2 people that made it out of Egypt made it into the promised land, man. All right, so, because where we at in Hebrew? Let me see. I'm trying to see. Why can't let me slow down a little bit. This is Hebrews chapter 3, verse 16. It says, for some, when they had heard, did provoke, howbeit not all that came out of Egypt by Moses, but with whom was he grieved 40 years? Was it not with them that had sinned, whose carcasses fell in the wilderness? And to whom sware he that they should not enter into his rest, but to them that believe not? So we see that they could not enter in because of unbelief. So the kingdom of heaven is rest. Salvation is that rest, okay, from all of this. All right. So the ones that's going to be able to enter in is the ones who are going to believe. But you gotta, the tribulation part of it. Okay. You can't forget about the tribulation. All right. So let's go back into this definition. It says, state or condition of great affliction, oppression, suffering, or distress, physical, emotional, or spiritual. Okay, now all us brothers can most likely attest to some type of pain in this body. Some type of pain in this body. All right, because this flesh is what, like I said, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. All right, the flesh ain't ready to get up and serve the Lord, and it's our spirit that allows us to get up, and through YAHAWASHI at that. Because other people, they get up and they have spirits, but their spirit is not on the Heavenly Father. All right, but once again, we in these pain, we in this flesh, so we dealing with knee pains, elbow pains, shoulder pains, aches. All right, certain ailments. What was I? Being sick, diseased. Whatever the case is. All right, inflammation, autoimmune. Whatever it is. All right, we have to deal with it physically through that tribulation. But that don't mean we don't serve YAHAWASHI. We still put up these lessons, still do our study, still hit the highways if possible, That's, through much tribulation. Emotional, all right, that definitely ties in right along with the flesh, because it says a carnal mind is enmity with the Most High. Like, we're human. Yeah, we're going to be, we have emotions. We're going to be emotional at certain situations, but that's the purpose of this walk, is to overcome those emotions, man. All right. Overcome those emotions, because emotions, The wrong emotions can sometimes make you make the wrong decision. Well, it will make you make the wrong decisions. All right. And that's what, helps with being in this truth and reading these scriptures. When you have something going on, you can come to the scriptures. You can go to Akim. All right. And they'll give you sound advice. All right. You can go to people who in the world too, you know what I'm saying? But you really want to go to that godly man. Okay. Because mostly they're the ones who can relate to you. They're looking for the same goal. All right, they're going through that same straight gate, that same narrow path, trying to get to that same city. All right, I can't count on my hands how many times Akim have looked out for me or checked on me or said that they would pray for me and all of that. And guess what? I can't count on my hands how much I've done this and the same in return unto them or whomever else, man. All right, because you need that. And that goes into the spiritual. That's part of it as well, But this is affliction that you're going to have. Satan messing with you, saying you ain't worthy. You ain't going to make it. What are you doing this for? All right. And every time you at work. This is speaking of myself in particular. I'm at work game planning how I'm gonna serve the Lord when I get home. I'm gonna get there, I might grab something to eat. I'm going to do my studies. I'm going to read this chapter, that chapter, go into this. I'm going to watch this video, these videos from these brothers. I'm going to catch that, put them in my watch later. I got hundreds of videos in my watch later. Some of them I watch still, and hundreds of them I still got to watch, I'm going to do a lesson, and boom, and then you get home. Oh, man. The flesh take over at times, and you Satan to have somebody call you. Now you an hour into a conversation, or you might have got distracted by something on the TV, or might have let me play the game for such and such long, and now you hours and 2 hours into that. It happens, man. All right, but all in all, that's all part of the afflictions and all part of the tribulations that we gotta overcome, man. Okay, it also says trouble, affliction, to oppress. And then I do want to get this part. It says down here, it says to press, also possibly to thresh out grain, right? Threshing sledge. So I don't think I looked it up over here. What's a threshing sledge? Threshing sledge. Oh, sheesh. I don't even know how to use that. Threshing sledge with sharp teeth. Let's see.
Routine turned into a life-changing event.
About 1/3 of the diet in Bible times was grain or grain products. So people put a lot of time and thought into the growing and the processing of grain. This is one of the tools that was used to process the harvested grain. It's called a threshing sledge. Notice the holes that are bored in this sled and rocks embedded in it. That's part of how this tool works. The sledge was placed in this position to operate it.
Oh, to just pick it up.
The harvested grain was brought to the threshing floor. The sledge was pulled over it, and as you can imagine, as this twists and turns, it just damages the bond between the grain kernel and the rest of the plant, separating those two.
There you go. I was gonna look up a threshing machine too, but it's the same. It's the same mechanics. Something sharp or something pressing and separating. All right, separating something from something else. The grain from the kernel in this sense. All right. If I said that correctly, honestly. And the same thing happens unto us. Once we go through this threshing process, this pressing, the oppression, all right, the tribulation, okay, What does it do? It makes us better. It sifts out all of the negativity. It sifts out all of the carnal mentality. It sifts out the emotions and dealing with pains, and you just bear with it, man, because of the purpose, because of the goal that's at hand. Okay, but it's through much tribulation. So and he that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved, man. All right. It's a reason why that's said, because you got to go through the tribulations. You got to go through the straight gate. You got to go through the threshing process, okay, of not being comfortable, of it not being your way, of you having to keep order, you having to make sacrifices, you having to take a loss, all right, you having to give up that old man. All of us came from all different types of walks, but the Lord called us. We here. All right, so we might as well go ahead and overcome, man. You know, continue in prayer. That the Lord give us strength to overcome this and overcome that. We all know our weaknesses. All right, we all know our weaknesses, man. You know, so what they say? Shout out to those who are here because of Amos 1 and 3. Let's see what Amos 1 and 3 say. This is Amos chapter 1, verse 3. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Damascus, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they have threshed Gilead with threshing instruments of iron." Okay, so they must have. Yep. So hey, I see what they got that from. That's a different, going to a little something else. But nonetheless, man, this is a threshing process. I like to look at it as such, because that's exactly what this is. Let me see. Yep. So you can see it all comes into a separating, something pressing against it, separating all the grain from the chaff. What I said earlier, different machines, you can see right here, going into this machine and, picking it up, going through its process and coming out. See sharp things right here. It's not supposed to be comfortable, and all in all, of course, this is just, grain and stuff, but to us with the affliction that we catch, it's a threshing process. It's to get out what's not supposed to be there, man. Get out the impurities. All right, so that we can be pure. We can be made white in the eyes of YAHAWASHI. All right, so if it's of his will, our sins can be blotted out. That's what it is. So, hey, Lord willing, with that, you was edified. Lord willing, we allowed to endure to the end. I do want to get one more precept, because this is part of, prophecy that said it's going to be a time like never before, man. All right, like this. It says Matthew 24 and 21, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be." And that's the times that we're coming in, Great tribulation, famine, race riots, concentration camps. All of that is part of that tribulation, part of that affliction, Now the Lord is going to protect his elect, But we got a job to do now to be of that, to make our calling and election sure, man. All right. We can't just be in here like we good, we got it, we already saved, But honestly, like me speaking as a man, I wholeheartedly believe that the Lord will look out for me in some shape, form, or fashion. And it's not like how I might think, where I'm just literally going through it untouched. But when I get into a situation, because we all going to be tested, we all got that hour of temptation, you know, the Lord will intervene, you know. Now, if it don't happen how I expect it to happen, then I still pray that I'm obedient, all right, and faithful until the end, man. Whatever the end is, if there is the end of my life or the end to be caught up in the clouds, all right. Yep. So hey, with that, you know, Lord willing, is edified once again, and I want to give all praises unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH, Shalom.